It's 6:45 a.m. We left Kanab, Utah around 6 a.m. and are headed for Zion National Park. Our plan for this morning: get there early, find a parking spot at the visitor center, and catch the shuttle into Zion Canyon before the crowds really start to build. From there, we'll make our way to the Virgin River and begin our walk into the Narrows, one of the most unique hikes in the entire park. After spending some time in the canyon, we'll head back out, exit through the west entrance, and drive through the town of Springdale, which sits right along the edge of Zion and serves as a hub for restaurants, shops, and outdoor activities. So join us as we head into Zion National Park, the second most visited national park in the United States, and experience one of its most iconic adventures, hiking the Narrows.
Zion National Park. Arrived.
We've arrived at Zion National Park in almost complete darkness, with sunrise still about 45 minutes away. Normally, we would use our America the Beautiful pass at the entrance, but the entrance station isn't open yet due to reduced hours during a government shutdown. So for now, we're able to make our way in before things officially open for the day. The drive over from Kanab is only about 30 miles, but at this hour it takes a little longer. The roads are winding, and with the possibility of wildlife out and about, it definitely pays to slow down and take it easy in the darkness. This stretch of Zion National Park from the east entrance to the Mount Carmel Tunnel is known for its incredible scenery, but right now in the darkness we're only catching glimpses of it. The tops of the surrounding mountains and rock formations are just beginning to light up with the approaching sunrise, giving us a hint of what's out there. But not to worry, we'll be coming back through this same area later today in full daylight and get a much better look, and some great video, of this part of the park. Even at this early hour, there's already activity in this part of the park. We're seeing both vehicle and foot traffic as people find places to park and start heading out on some of the popular hiking trails to catch the sunrise. Soon we arrive at the Mount Carmel Tunnel, one of the most unique and historic features in Zion National Park. Completed in 1930, this mile-long tunnel was an engineering marvel for its time, carved directly through the sandstone cliffs to connect the east side of the park with Zion Canyon.
I like this tunnel.
You like it? As we make our way through, you'll notice the large windows cut into the side of the tunnel. These aren't just for light, they also offer incredible views out into the canyon, and they were originally used to help with ventilation during construction. Even today, they give you a glimpse of just how massive the surrounding rock formations are.
Oh my gosh, I got a peek.
You can, there's these little windows. As we exit the tunnel, we're greeted with an impressive view. Even in the darkness, the first light of the coming sunrise is starting to hit the tops of the rock formations, giving us just a glimpse of how incredible this canyon really is.
Wow, with the sun right on the top of them.
That view only gets better as we continue working our way down into Zion Canyon and get closer to sunrise. The canyon walls begin to take on more color and detail with every passing minute. The camera is definitely struggling a bit in the low light, but just like the view, it steadily improves as the sun gets closer to coming up. We're headed to the visitor center this morning near the west entrance to the park to catch an early shuttle into Zion Canyon. For most of the year, personal vehicles aren't allowed on Zion Canyon Road, so the shuttle system is the only way to reach many of the main stops and trailheads along the canyon. Our destination is the final stop, the starting point for the Riverside Walk and access to the Narrows. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know our goal is to highlight travel experiences that anyone with reasonable mobility can enjoy. And the good news here is the first part of this hike fits that perfectly. The Riverside Walk is paved and relatively flat for about the first mile, making it accessible and easy for most visitors. Once you reach the point where the trail enters the Virgin River, that's where things change. Continuing into the Narrows requires waders or water shoes, walking sticks, and in some cases a permit, especially if you plan to go deeper into the narrowest sections. Gear can be rented right outside the park in Springdale. For today, we'll be keeping it simple and sticking to the paved portion of the trail up to the river. Even without entering the water, this is an incredibly scenic walk and absolutely worth doing. But first, let's continue on to the Visitor Center and get on that early shuttle. As we continue down into the canyon, the approaching sunrise is bringing more light with it, and the red tones in the rock formations are starting to really stand out. With each turn in the road, more detail comes into view, and the canyon begins to reveal its color and texture. Even this early in the morning, the drive is becoming more and more dramatic as the light builds.
It looks like a painting.
Lots of
It
people have
doesn't
painted
even
this.
look real.
Soon we pass the entrance to Zion Canyon Road, the route the shuttle will take us on later this morning to reach our destination. Not long after, we even meet one of the shuttles heading that way, a good sign that the system is already up and running for the day. That's also our cue that the Visitor Center is just ahead, and in just a few minutes we'll be arriving and getting ready to start the next part of the adventure. As the lights of the Springdale entrance and the Visitor Center come into view, we make a left turn into the Visitor Center area. There's a mix of oversized and regular parking here, along with access to both the park shuttle and the Springdale shuttle that runs from outside the park. During peak times of the year, even this large parking area can start filling up early in the morning. But on this late October morning, there's still plenty of parking available, for now at least. So let's head in, find a spot, and make our way over to the shuttle boarding area to start our trip into Zion Canyon. As we head into the visitor center and toward the shuttle boarding area, the sun is finally beginning to rise. With that early morning light now hitting the canyon walls, I switch cameras and start getting some really nice shots of the surrounding mountains and rock formations right from the parking lot. This is one of those moments where everything just comes together, the light, the color, the setting, and it's a great way to start the day before making our way over to the visitor center and the shuttle boarding area. As we reach the shuttle boarding area, we're pleasantly surprised to find there's no wait at all, and we're directed straight on to the next shuttle. This area can get pretty busy at times, and you can see the setup here for managing long lines that can stretch out and sometimes mean waits of over an hour during peak periods, but not this morning. Today, we're walking right on and getting seated, ready to head off into Zion Canyon. And just like that, we're on our way. The full shuttle ride with all the stops along the route takes about 45 minutes to reach the final stop, where we'll get off for the walk to the Narrows. It's a little tough to get good video from inside the shuttle, so I didn't really try to film this part of the trip. We're picking things back up as we arrive at the last stop and get off to begin our walk toward the Narrows. As soon as we step off the shuttle, it's immediately obvious. We're surrounded by towering rock cliffs on all sides. Even though sunrise was over an hour ago now, the canyon here is still mostly in shadow. The walls are so high and narrow that the sunlight takes a while to reach the canyon floor. As we start heading toward the Narrows, the contrast between shadow and light really adds to the atmosphere, making this part of the canyon feel even more dramatic. From the very beginning of the trail, we're treated to views in every direction. Down below, the Virgin River flows gently this time of year, calm and steady, while towering cliffs rise up on both sides of the canyon in layers of red, tan, and cream. There's also a surprising amount of green here. Trees, grasses, and plants, all thriving along the river banks, adding even more contrast to the scene. The trail itself is wide and flat through this section, making for an easy and comfortable walk. Along the way, we're passing plenty of people geared up for what's ahead, carrying walking sticks, wearing waders, most of it rented over in Springdale for hiking into the river farther up the canyon. But for now, let's just take it all in and enjoy the walk as we make our way toward the ever-narrowing walls of the canyon. We've reached the point where the trail meets the river. There are still a few dry sections along the edges here, but from this point on the canyon continues to narrow and the hike gradually moves into the water itself. This is as far as we're going this morning. We'll take a little time to explore along the river's edge here, and then we'll turn around and start making our way back down the trail. As we begin making our way back along the trail, we come across a deer casually feeding on the foliage right beside the path. It barely seems to notice all the people walking by, completely unfazed by the activity around it, something that makes it pretty clear it's used to seeing visitors pass through here every day. As is often the case, the return walk feels like an almost completely different hike. With the sun climbing higher in the sky, the light has changed, revealing new details and giving the canyon a whole different look. The river really stands out now, reflecting the deep blue of the clear sky above, adding even more color to the scene. We're also starting to notice a definite increase in foot traffic as the morning goes on, with more and more people making their way up the trail.
I love it. I love
We make a quick stop for a snack and take a few minutes to soak in the views before continuing on toward the trailhead. Back at the shuttle stop, the bus is no more crowded than it was on our ride in, although we do notice quite a few more people getting off before we board. The return trip is pretty uneventful, but with the late morning light now filling the canyon, the scenery along the way looks even more spectacular than it did earlier. From here, our plan is to leave the park itself and drive into Springdale, the town that borders Zion and serves as the main hub for visitors coming into the park from the west. As we make our way into Springdale, this is more than just the town next to Zion. It's really the main hub for just about everything you might need when visiting the park. Springdale sits right at the west entrance of Zion National Park and is packed with restaurants, shops, hotels, and outfitters. If you need gear for hiking the Narrows, like waders, water shoes, or walking sticks, this is where most people rent it before heading into the park. It's also where you'll find the Springdale shuttle system, which runs through town and connects directly to the park shuttle, making it easy to get in and out of Zion without moving your car during busy times. Beyond that, it's just a great place to spend some time. The views don't stop at the park boundary. The cliffs and rock formations continue right through town, so even just driving or walking around Springdale is an experience in itself. Whether you're grabbing a meal, gearing up for a hike, or just taking in the scenery, Springdale is a key part of the Zion experience. We're going to take a drive through town to get a feel for Springdale and see what it has to offer. Then we'll turn around and come back the other direction for an even better view as we head back toward the park, after grabbing some lunch and then finding a spot for coffee with a view. As we drive through Springdale, one thing you'll notice is the public parking areas located throughout the town. These are especially useful during the busy season when parking inside Zion fills up early. From these parking areas, you can hop on the Springdale shuttle, which runs up and down the main road through town. That shuttle connects directly to the Zion Park shuttle at the pedestrian entrance, making it easy to get into the park without ever having to move your car again. It's a really well-organized system and honestly one of the best ways to visit Zion during peak times. You can park once, ride the shuttle, and focus on enjoying the scenery instead of worrying about parking inside the park. Another key feature here in Springdale is the pedestrian entrance into Zion National Park. This entrance allows you to walk directly into the park without driving through the main vehicle gate. Once inside, you're just a short walk from the visitor center and the shuttle boarding area, where you can catch the park shuttle up to Zion Canyon. It's especially convenient if you're staying at one of the nearby hotels, or if you've parked in town and taken the Springdale shuttle. You simply get off at the stop near the entrance, walk across the bridge over the Virgin River, and head right into the park. It's a smooth, easy process, and during busy times, it can actually be one of the fastest ways to get into Zion and start your day. As we near the west end of town, let's go ahead and turn around and head back through Springdale. We'll grab some lunch, find a spot for coffee, and then make our way back toward Zion for another drive through the park, this time in full daylight to see the parts we missed earlier in the morning darkness. But we'll save that for next time. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of this kind of content, like the video, share it with friends, and leave us a comment to let us know what you think. We invite you to join us on our website at findushere.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. Meanwhile, check out this video next for more travel fun, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss any of our new content. Your subscription is always free, helps us grow the channel, and is always greatly appreciated.